All right, welcome everybody to another edition of Talking Football Live, the Masters. I'm Bobby Blackjack, your co-host. Today we have, of course, my buddy and co-host, Howard Shatsky. Howard, how are you today?
Doing good, Bobby. We're live, baby. It's football season. Let's go.
I'm waiting for our cohort, Mr. Hague, who is feeling better. We missed last week because he was in the hospital. And I'm glad to hear he's feeling better and he should be joining us momentarily.
Yep, we want to give a shout out to Big Jim. Hope he's feeling better and hope to see him soon in the show.
Yes, sir. Real quick, let's go over. Did you watch that game last night?
Part of it.
What'd you think?
I had a little action on the game, so be honest with you. After the first series, I didn't really care because I just bet that the first drive of the game would end in a punt.
Oh, jeez.
Now, when the Ravens got the ball and Lamar started throwing to Mark Andrews, I said to myself, they have Justin Tucker. If they even get to the opposing 40, I'm in trouble here. Third down came, incomplete pass, punt, shots, cashes.
There you go.
But it was a low-scoring game like I thought it was going to be in the first half. 10-3, about what I expected. But you got to look at Tom Brady in that position. Hard to go against Brady.
Yeah, and he's playing better. I mean, again, I think the whole world is speculating that his personal life is starting to, for the first time in his career, is starting to affect his on-field play. What do you think about that?
I would have to disagree. We're talking about Tom Brady here. I don't think he has the receivers he's used to having. They gotta step it up a little bit. They gotta protect him a little more. I think Brady's been just fine. Frankly, let's move on. I'm excited about the Jets and the Giants. If you had told me going into week 8 that the Jets would be 5-2 and the Giants would be 6-1, I'd have bet you my house that wouldn't happen.
Who do you think has the better short-term and long-term prospects for success, the Jets or the Giants? Let's do short-term first.
I'm going to say it depends really on the progress of Zach Wilson. If Zach Wilson turns out to be more than a game manager and an elite NFL starting quarterback, then I'm going to have to say the Jets. Because I think I'm just not a Danny Dimes fan. I think he's a game manager. He's somebody like Trubisky just to get you through. But we need a quarterback. We have some weapons. I'm a little upset, like we talked about before the show, about the Tony trade. I think Tony's a wide receiver 1 for somebody. When he goes to Kansas City, I predict Tony's going to light it up.
You know what? I'm half okay with it, and I'm not okay with it because of fantasy football, of course. Because I have Mahomes, right, which is good. I also have Juju and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He might affect both of them.
Well, you have a horrible team anyway, then.
Oh, we're first place, baby.
Really?
Here's Jim. I think he's
you got to come in my
I'm up there.
place. There he is.
There he is. Hey, Jim.
I'm here.
So you're still in the hospital. Yeah, we hear you.
Okay.
How you feeling?
I'm glad you can hear me because I can't hear anything. So what happens when you're in the hospital? You're out of your league when it comes to.
So you can't hear us?
And you said, yeah, I can hear you a little bit. I gotta make it a little louder and put it on speaker. So.
All right.
There we go.
What a commitment to the show this is. Live from his hospital bed, ladies.
That's right. I'm sitting up for the first time in 2 weeks.
That's
Jim,
awesome.
we were just talking about how going into week 8, would you have predicted in any world that the Jets would be 5-2 and the Giants would be 6-1?
No on the ladder. No, definitely not on the ladder. I thought the Jets were going to be pretty good. I'm weird, but I really thought that they were going to be good. I thought that they had, obviously they got a proven quarterback. Brees Hall, that injury hurts badly. But I like the Jets' chances. I said before the season started, I think I said 9 wins, and they're well on their way. Now the Giants, they're 6-1. That's just unconscionable.
I think Brees Hall was headed for Rookie of the Year.
Oh, without
Yes.
question, he was. Without question, he was headed for Rookie of the Year. So, oh well, what do you do? But they didn't waste time. They jumped on it and they traded for James Robinson. And although he's not Brees Hall, but he's effective, he's going to be able to get 4 or 5 yards a pop. And he really doesn't have the breakaway speed like that Brees Hall has. But
he was the starting running back in this league right away. So I like the move the Jets made. I like what their management's doing. And Bobby was asking about the short-term prospects for the long-term prospects. I'm like Jim. I'm bullish on the Jets. I think they've got some great talent.
oh, they got a ton of talent.
They're gonna move Elijah Moore into the slot this week, which is where I think he should be playing. Hopefully they'll feed him a little of the ball a little bit, and that'll get him to settle down.
Well, he's got to get off the dropsies. That's the one thing. He's got the dropsies a little bit, so he's got to get off that. But he's a talented receiver. He's going to give other people chances. I think the Jets are going to recover from it. I don't know what the Giants have.
I tell you one thing. Getting back to what we said before Jim came on. I think Daniel Jones, while he's not everybody's favorite quarterback, the one thing the guy did for himself this season so far, starting 6-1, is he's going to earn himself a paycheck.
Without question. Without question. He gambled on himself, and he gambled in the right way because he's going to get a contract. There's no doubt.
It may not be from the Giants, but it'll be from somebody.
I said exactly. I think the Giants would be stupid to let him go. Stupid.
Yeah. I mean, Brian Daboll has been like this revelation, and you mentioned Brees Hall being Rookie of the Year. I mean, right now, Brian Daboll is hands down Coach of the Year so far.
There are some good coaches.
Jim, I'd like to hear your opinion on the Tony trade. What do you think about the Giants getting a 3 and a 5 for a guy who could be wide receiver 1 for somebody?
Yeah, no, I don't like the trade at all. But I think the way that that John Mara works, if he doesn't like somebody, he's gonna get rid of them as soon as possible. So he didn't like what was going on, and they ended up trading him. Do I think they should have? No. They cut him way too soon. Way too soon.
Now, speaking of the trade deadline, fellas, it's Tuesday, so there should be a flurry of activity. Maybe not now because I think most teams are in preparation for Sunday, right? Monday night. But right after Sunday night, maybe even Monday morning, I think you start seeing some flurry of activities. Which players do you see moving and to where? Howard, first?
Well, I think we've already seen some of the bigger trades happen. We saw McCaffrey get moved. We saw Tony get moved. I don't see – there's nobody really stands out to me. What do you think, Jim?
I think what's going to happen is that once somebody pops the seal and makes one trade, I think that's going to turn and it's going to lead to a flurry. But it's got to be somebody's got to do it, and you got to do it before 4:00 today, right? Or is it tomorrow?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Well, today's Friday, so they get this day of free leeway.
Correct.
And evaluate the players. Now, I personally like Tony. I think he had a lot of talent. I think he had a lot of upside. When he got his chance to play last year, he had 188 yards receiving, and it was just all over the place. He was just slicing and dicing. And so I really don't know what's happened there. I don't know whether or not he's persona non grata. But I think it's a big loss for the Jets. I mean, for the Giants, because he's a number 1 draft pick, and they didn't get a number 1 draft pick in return. They didn't get
See,
nothing.
that's exactly how I look at it. If Kadarius Toney was going to be in this year's draft, what round would he go in?
Wow.
And then get only a 3 and a 5 for a guy who's a wide receiver one, a big guy with speed and good hands.
Well, the jury's still out on his hands, but he certainly can catch the ball, given the opportunity. So I personally don't understand it unless something happened in that locker room that we don't know what happened. That's the only thing. We don't know. We'll never get access to it, and we'll never know. But I think that that Tony is a talented player, very talented player, and has a huge upside. And having him not be able to play anymore, and then then certainly didn't get fair trade market value. Like for instance, you remember, I don't know if you heard what they were talking about dealing with, trying to deal Saquon last year, and I was livid to the fact that they can't trade him. You're not going to get fair value. He's hurt, and he's a credit to the organization. So, but I think that's all done with now. I think he's happy where he is, and but Tony that's a huge loss, both cap wise and by player wise. I mean, talent wise. I mean, he's just a very good player, and there's no way in the world that the Giants got fair market value. No way.
I'll tell you though, the whole sequence is kind of bizarre because if you remember, Gettleman at that time, he had the 11 pick. He goes back and gains a first from the Bears, right?
Yeah.
That pick 11 could have gotten you Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Right. So we got Evan Neal in the long run. We know how important the O-line is to an offensive success. Excuse me. But
I think, Bobby, they keep drafting offensive linemen and they pan out poorly. They don't really get offensive linemen. Look at Eric Flowers.
Exactly. And Micah Parsons is all world right now.
He certainly is. And they could have had him. Yeah. So I'm very, very upset that they gave up on Tony, and that's exactly what yesterday was. That was giving up.
Exactly.
Just giving up, and it's unfair to him, really, because everybody right away wants to jump down his throat and says, "Oh, he's not that good of a player, and he's done this and that and what have." And I'm telling you right now, if you watch him for, like 2 weeks, just give him 2 weeks, and he would be a very, very good wide receiver. And it's a shame.
Well, I'll tell you what. Now that he's in Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes, I am keeping all my Kadarius Toney cards, even though he's no longer on the Giants.
Well,
watch what happens now.
I'm just saying, watch what happened with him, Mahomes, and Hill, and Watkins. I mean, that's a great, great receiving core, and he's going to do well there. There's no question. He's going to. Kadarius Toney, as long as he's healthy, is going to do well wherever he goes. Seriously, he's going to do well. He was a great player in college. I was so stunned that he was still there when the Giants drafted. I don't know where did they take him. 16 overall.
Yep.
20.
Yeah, 20.
20.
Somewhere around there.
All right. So I thought that was a steal. I even said, "Wow, that's an absolute steal getting Kadarius Toney there." But it's not like it used to be when it comes to the draft. It's an absolute crapshoot, and it's sad. It really is, because the Giants again are going to have to bite the bullet and play with a team that's inferior to others because of having and Gettleman is gone. So I mean that's the most incredible thing about this trade. If this was a new knee-jerk Gettleman trade, I would say, okay, well, Gettleman knee-jerked and didn't want.
Yep. Hold on one second, guys.
Yeah, that was a bulletin. That was Kadarius Toney's agent calling me and saying that he's not happy in Kansas City, which I don't know how in the world you cannot be happy in Kansas City. That's just he's gonna get his chance to catch 5 to 7 balls a game.
No, definitely, and makes that offense more dynamic. And as we seen a few weeks ago, they need that offense to try to go head to head with Buffalo in January, which seems to be the what everybody's gunning for.
That's where it seems like to be headed, and everybody seems to say that those two teams are headed on a collision course. So.
If the Giants get to January, I'll be very excited.
Wow. Giants get to January, so what do they got to do? Win the division or win a first round game?
Yep.
It's going to be them to win in the playoffs. And a lot of it stems from the fact that none of those guys are battle tested tough in terms of their they're battle tested.
And they still got to knock off the Eagles.
And they got to, well, I'm not sold on the Eagles yet. I can't, fly Eagles fly. I can't buy it yet. But they gotta have to do something with them because they're there. They're the what you call it? They're the sleeping dog in the bunch. And I'm surprised with how well they're doing. Although I think they lose this week.
Really? To Pittsburgh?
I thought they play Philly. Oh no, Philly plays
Pittsburgh.
That's Pittsburgh. They're not going to lose to Pittsburgh. Okay. But I saw the rest of their schedule. I think, Bobby, you and I went over it last week, and it was dreadful. Philadelphia's schedule is just absolutely disgusting. There's nobody there that's worthwhile. So,
By the way, speaking of Philadelphia, I just read before eating my Honey Nut Cheerios is that they're looking at Alvin Kamara in their trade. So,
wow. Alvin Kamara is a name I've heard been mentioned several times. If I were the Saints, I wouldn't be so quick to trade Alvin. But, once running backs get up in age, teams start to look at getting rid of them. So
here's the deal with Alvin Kamara. He is the king of not taking hits. So he will be able, he doesn't go for the extra 3-4 yards. He'll run out of bounds. He'll protect himself. He'll protect his body. And I think he's going to do well there. If that's, is that where he ended up? Did he get traded?
No, but that speculation is that the Eagles are looking at him to get him in
Eagles
couple days.
Barry Sanders too, but that's besides the point.
I think Kamara's the guy that ends up getting traded.
So I don't see that. I think that he's too important to that organization, and that the owners love him, and Jeffrey Lurie definitely loves him. So,
why shop him then?
What's that? Why ship him? They haven't.
Why shop him?
He's going to jail soon.
Everybody in the NFL, you shop everybody. You can run. Well, shoot, if you got somebody out there that can be traded, and somebody's going to give you better than fair market value, you ship it.
Well, I think right now, you take the Giants, for example. I'd have to say Saquon is untouchable right now. You can't trade him.
I agree. I hope.
Certain guys have to be, untouchable.
He's going.
And to me, Alvin Kamara, he's in that category.
Yeah.
But he does, guys, he does have a suspension coming.
Who does? Kamara?
Yeah.
For what? For driving in that incident?
Yeah, well, the one in New Orleans at the Pro Bowl.
Pro Bowl, yeah.
So that could be something as well.
Something that some lawyer determined that was unconstitutional, and he was not going to be able to get suspended for something that was not proven to be football-related incident. So I don't know.
We'll see.
I personally think that he's. I think he personally is. He's a player. He's a player to watch. There's no question because it depends on. Let's see, how many weeks now before the trade deadline? 2. And where are the Saints falling? Second right now.
Saints are. They're 2-5. I mean, the whole division is kind of falling apart, right?
Absolutely, and especially with the news of the day. The news of the day. I mean, it's now a gossip column. I don't know if you heard, but
yes,
they officially announced that they've dissolved their marriage and they're going to move forward. And like that. I think that's a shame, but I think that was a major distraction to Tom. I think he was playing too much into the hands of all the speculation and the media circus having to do with his marriage. What he does with his wife is his own business. It really is. I mean, I don't understand why they're jumping down his throat and seeing whether or not he's going to be able to handle being suspended. So, well, we'll see. I don't know. That's a weird division. But they had the Saints at 2-5, the Buccaneers at 3-5. Could you believe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 3-5? 3-5. What the hell is that all about?
That's either an indictment on Todd Bowles as head coach, or Bruce Arians is that good, right?
No, I think it's an indictment on Bowles. I don't think Bowles is a good head coach. I think that's proven.
I forgot real quick regarding the trade deadline. Now that Kadarius Toney has been traded, what do the Giants do with
Kenny
Galladay?
Yeah, I think he's going to get cut. I think he's going to just get cut and walk out the door because they like Wendell Robinson more, and they like the Moore kid more. So I think he gets cut and walks out the door.
I think Wendell Robinson is going to be a good player for them.
What's that?
I like Wendell Robinson.
So do I. But here's the deal. I got to wait and hold judgment on that idea. That they're going to be cutting players left and right, because I think that they're going to have to do something with that contract. But Wendell Robinson is a player. He's proven to be a player, and he's. Can you still see me?
No,
but we can hear you. That's fine. I know you know. We know the circumstances. We're good.
All right, no, but I thought I was there. So I mean, I'll go.
You were, but we hear you fine.
Okay. They're the Jaguars are a really, really weird team. And
I feel bad for Lawrence having so many quarterback coaches in this short period of time is not very good for a young quarterback.
Yeah, no, he's getting thrown back and forth along the way. He doesn't have any stability in terms of his coaching staff and the rest of the players on the team, and that's a shame because he's a very talented player, very talented. So.
One more name I've heard for the Giants, real quick, guys, is I've heard Jerry Jeudy to the Giants.
Jerry Jeudy is a name that I've been hearing a lot in connection with the Giants.
Well, here's the deal with him. I don't know if you heard. Somebody from the New York Post, shadowed him the other day and found him. They like he had a what you call it? He was wearing an Atlanta Falcons jacket or whatever, so he stood out like a sore thumb, and then was walking around Times Square and what have you. And he's still up here. He didn't go back down for the game yet. So I don't know. We'll see that. He's also a very talented receiver. My mind,
just what the Giants need. That speed would you get that passing game going and get some speed on the outside. That's going to open up a lot of holes for Saquon.
Yep, I agree with you there. But I think that I don't know whether or not that's going to happen. I don't know.
Here's the thing. They just got a 3 and a 5 for Kadarius Toney. What do you give up for Jerry Jeudy?
Got to give up a 1.
It's got to be a 1, right?
Got to be 1. Got to be. So I mean, I don't know what's going to transpire there, but I mean, he's got to be 1. There's no other question about it. He's that talented. So and the numbers he put up last year were astronomical. Right? What do you have, like 130 catches last year? I mean, that's just insane. So, but it's going to be very interesting with 1 week to go, both in the country with the elections going on, and also with the NFL trading deadline, which is never, ever, ever was there this much of an interest in players being acquired at this time of the year. Now,
Exactly.
you also too, don't forget who's out there hovering about, is and getting healthier.
Don't say Antonio Brown.
No, but you know where I'm going. I'm going with
Odell Beckham.
Beckham Jr. And I think he's going to get a contract. There's no question. I think it may come if the Rams win this week and they beat the 49ers. I think he got to play the Rams.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Not at all. Boy, we agree all the time. What's that all about? The only thing we don't agree on is food in hospitals.
You don't like any of the guys I represented. I had Todd Bowles, Michael Strahan.
Oh, please. Don't want to go there.
All right, guys, let's figure out.
Todd Bowles is a great guy. I don't know if he's head coaching material. He's a great guy. Michael Strahan is indeed. He is bad news. Incredible how he has reinvented himself because of his wanting to be a media superstar. So he's trying to do it, and he's getting better. Every time you turn on the TV, he's on ABC. He's on Fox. I mean, how many other on-screen talents are there in two networks? Think about that.
Not many.
Oh, and
as Stray and I joke, I used to call him the Black Ryan Seacrest.
Aha!
Now he tells me he's no longer the Black Ryan Seacrest.
He's the
Ryan Seacrest, the white Michael Strahan.
Yep.
Hey guys, before we do our picks for week 8, once again we find our hometown teams, the Jets and the Giants.
We should start keeping a record, by the way.
Yeah, I agree.
Are the picks?
We're gonna have to write these picks down and see how we actually do.
What I'll do is after the show is finished, I will go back in the video and I'll write everybody's picks down.
Okay. Yeah,
we'll do.
Of course, I hope you realize that last week I think you posted the online question. What do you think is going to happen with Tom Brady and the Buccaneers? And I answered they're going to lose Monday night, and he's going to go into the facility on Tuesday and walk away. And I still,
I told Bobby I couldn't go against Brady with his back against the wall. So my play last night, Jim, was the first drive of the game would end in a punt.
Oh, that was your pick?
After the punt, I was done.
I'll tell you though, you mentioned that real quick. Yesterday's news was that Giselle gave him one last ultimatum: walk away from football, and you keep your marriage. So, but again,
I don't care how much money she has. If a woman made that kind of demand on me, and I have no money at all. So, but if a woman made that kind of demand on me, I would be livid. I would not, don't tell me what to do. If I want to play, I'm going to play. And he wanted, obviously, he was torn by it. He wanted to play.
And obviously, the only thing is we didn't know. No one knew the exact time parameter of that ultimatum, but it came out yesterday that it was given. And it could have been a few months ago, right? No one knows the exact time
of what
when she said that.
Okay.
Oh. So again, Howard.
I tend to side with Jim. I'm not a big fan of diving into people's marriages and their personal lives. Tom Brady's a football player. He may be a celebrity, but let's leave his marriage alone. Let's talk about football. Let the guy live his life out and play.
Yeah, no, it's true. He's got to be able to, live his life out. Don't interrupt it. Don't. Last night was just disgusting. I don't even know how to describe what that was. And then the week before was bad.
Jim, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Are they trying to just end Thursday night football? Because these games have been horrendous.
More importantly, absolutely hard to stream. Now,
the picture quality is Horrible.
Yep. I don't personally. I don't understand what they're doing.
And everybody told me it was my internet at first, but then I spoke to, some people in the media, a couple other friends. Everybody who watches the game complains about the picture.
Yep.
And the games have been terrible.
Horrible.
Just bet the under every Thursday night.
Yeah, well, last night was close, right? 29-22, so it was 51.
Yeah, well, you do it for the first half, because the first halves have been horrible.
Yep. Well, they losing people left and right watching those games, because it's not. It's definitely not watchable. There's no question.
But I was surprised in the first half. Mr. Automatic, Justin Tucker had a field goal block last night, which doesn't happen often.
Does never happen. Never.
And I was 61 yards.
He would have made that.
I know.
He makes everything.
He was hitting from 70 during pregame.
And my close friend is a Baltimore Ravens fan, and he goes to the games and he watches and he lines up to see where Tucker is, because he knows that it may come down to a field goal, and he says if Tucker is hitting field goals from 70, then he's going to take the Ravens. So
there are two kickers that are going to go into the Hall of Fame. The next one's going to be Adam Vinatieri, and then Justin Tucker will be a Hall of Famer.
okay,
Yes.
I agree with you there, but why'd you have to bring up the first name? Why, of all things, that name had to be brought up in this conversation?
Because he's going to be the next kicker in the Hall of Fame.
Well, he destroyed my life. No, I'm not kidding.
All right,
Well, we did get the wide left one, so
Yeah, got one of them at least. So, all right. So, were you ready?
and coincidentally in that game for Buffalo, the deep snapper was actually one of my clients, Adam Lynn. And after the game, we saw him. Didn't even say hello. First thing he says is, "Was the snap good?" He said, "Yep, it wasn't you. It wasn't on you."
On you. Hardly ever. It's hardly ever on the snapper or the holder. Hardly ever. It's on the kicker and it's on the line.
All right, let's go for our picks for week number 8.
Okay.
Starting with another rainy Sunday morning in London, right? London, yeah. Next,
Lovely. That's going to be really lovely.
next one is I think Germany. The Broncos. Both teams are 2-5, so it's a lovely game to get up for, right? 2-5 teams. Jaguars are the favored. I think if there's one team that the British like, I think it's the Jaguars, right? Because isn't their owner British?
I don't know.
Khan, I think he's from.
That's right. Khan owns that team. Yeah, so there's no question he is. Yeah.
So they're 2.5-point favorites against the Russell Wilson led, if that's even a thing. Broncos.
I don't even know if that's legit. What does Russell Wilson do for the Broncos?
He stole money. That's what he did. He stole a lot of money.
He takes their money.
Yeah, well, he's done a great job of stealing it, because he's atrocious. Atrocious. How do you go from being the greatest kicker maybe in the history of the league to you can't make a little 45-yarder? It's just it's astounding. But they're not going to cut him. He's not going to get cut. He's the Hall of Famer, and he's a credit to that organization. So.
I think Jaguars are going to pull this one out. I think the Broncos are done. That coach is over his head.
I don't like the coach, and my gripe of the week, these guys going for it on 4th down.
Yeah, what's that all about?
I don't care about the analytics. If I'm inside my own 40, I don't care if it's 4th and an inch. I am punting. You are automatically giving them points if that play gets blown up in the backfield.
Yep, absolutely. I would not. I don't understand the whole process of not putting points on the board when you get the opportunity.
No, and last week, I forget what game it was. They had a chance to go up by 9, and instead of going up by 9, they went for it on 4th and 2 and didn't get it. And I keep seeing that over and over and over again. But getting back to the Jaguars, I can't pick the Broncos. You can't. Anybody who puts their money on the Broncos at this point, you're out. Take the Jack, lay the 2.5.
Yeah, that's fool's gold right there. Fool's gold. They gotta be able to at least score points once they
And
get
by
into
the
the
way,
red zone.
that's my other thing. Take a good look at that first half under on Sunday morning.
Well,
Over under is
that would make
40.5.
that would make a really really smart bet, but I don't think the NFL wants that because that'll kill the idea of having the under and over.
Jim, if I have the under and it's the most boring game ever and they score no points, I am just fine with that.
Okay, sounds perfect. Sounds perfect.
Next game, Panthers 2-5 at the 3-4 Falcons. Marcus Mariota is a bit of a surprise this year as well.
He's doing very well, very well. He's got a good receiving core, and they're getting healthy at the right time. So like he's
Bobby, what's the line on that game?
For Falcons are giving 4.
I like Atlanta. I like what they're doing a little bit. It's more play against the other team, but I'm gonna take the Falcons and lay the points.
I think I'll do the same. Fortunately, I'm not overjoyed and thrilled by it, but I think that would be the play.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. The 3-4 Bears with the resurgent Justin Fields travel to the Cowboys 5-2.
Wow.
Cowboys 10-point home favorites.
Yep, and how about that? How great did Justin Fields look last Monday night? How great did he look? He looked like a world beater.
Let me tell you something though. If Justin Fields keeps running and keeps trying to gain those extra yards, he's going to get blasted and end up in the tent.
Yeah.
So he better start staying in the pocket a little more. But
went out and run that.
I can't lay 10 points to Justin Fields and the Bears the way they're playing right now.
No.
Give me that 10. I'm taking the Bears.
I'm going to do the same. And I've always liked Justin Fields. I think he's a great player. I think he can definitely instill some life excitement in the Bears, and he's done it the last 2 weeks. So just think about it. They were 1-5-1, and now they've won 3 in a row, and they're in first place in their division. I mean, how does that happen? You know? It is such a down year here in the NFL. It's really scary how bad it is.
I don't think Dallas should be laying 10 points to anybody.
Yeah, no.
Well, it's their defense. That's why they have
laying 10 points to like TCU. They're gonna have a tough time beating anybody.
All right. Next up, we have the 4-3 Dolphins going north to the 1-5 Lions. Over under is 51.5. And Dolphins are giving 3.5 on the road. I love Dan Campbell as a coach. I love his energy, but guy's got to start winning soon.
Yeah, I agree. But here's the deal: this is now the third time you used energy with Dan Campbell. Energy means squat. He is after a while, this rah rah, sis boom ba attitude is going to wear off, and he's going to be gone. So I mean, he's not going to be gone, but he won't make next year. So I think he's up against it a little bit. I really do.
Well, he got the dreaded vote of confidence this week, so.
I like the CPA they have running the team in Miami. That's what he looks like, an accountant, not a football coach.
Yeah, and he's 1 minute he's standing there and he's pumping his fist, and then the next minute he's there and he's just a stoic on the sideline. You can't make a head, higher tail of what he's trying to say and what he's trying to do. It's amazing.
I don't like laying points on the road, especially not with a team that's not superior. But in this case, it's more a go against on the Lions. I would buy the 0.5 point and take the Dolphins -3.
Okay, makes sense.
Not 3.5 though. Buy that 0.5 point.
Okay.
Jim, who do you like?
In what game?
Detroit.
Oh, Detroit. Oh God, I can't even look at Detroit. That's how bad they are. I watched about 15 minutes, and I don't know why, of that Thursday night game, and I said, "What is this team doing? What are they doing?" So no, I don't like the Steelers at all. It's a shame because I think they have some talent, but I'm not seeing it at all so far. Not one bit.
All right, Cardinals 3-4 travel to the surprising 5-1 Vikings. Vikings 3.5-point favorites. Over under 49.
Well, Ziggy's waited his turn, and waited his turn to get his team healthy, good, and they're finally healthy and good. So I don't think they're going to score much points. I think that they're very limited to what they can do. But Dalvin Cook comes back this week, and I don't know how much he'll be a factor, but I think he's got a chance. So they're good. They're good.
I'll tell you what, guys. Right now, the Vikings are 5-1, and the Bills are 5-1. That could be the ultimate Super Bowl, because somebody's got to win. They're both 0-4 in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, and that's I don't know how
would put up. The Bills will put up 45 against the Vikings.
Yeah.
Who do you like? Howard, who do you like that game?
I like Minnesota.
All right. The 2-4 Raiders, who are starting to get a little resurgent after a slow start, travel to the 2-5 Saints with Andy Dalton back under center. Looks like the Saints are giving 1.5.
Wow.
Another road favorite.
You're going to give me a point and give me the better team. I'm going to take that 1.5.
Okay. Makes sense. I love the way Twitter is blowing up today. That the Cowboys are going to fire their coach and hire Sean Payton, and I can't see that happening.
No, I can't. I can't either. But I'll tell you what. Now that I think about it, I don't even want the 1.5. I'll play the money line so I can get some plus money, and I'll take the Saints at plus money there.
There you go. That's a smart move.
Over under is 49.5 for that one. The Keystone State Bowl, Pittsburgh travels east to Philadelphia. I'll tell you, you guys know I'm a Steelers fan. They've had 2 close losses. Right? If they had a more experienced quarterback back there, they could easily be 4-3 right now instead of 2-5. But they're not. And Pickett going to learn.
What's the total on that game?
43.
I like the under. They run the ball. They won't let they don't unleash Pickett. They try to minimize his mistakes. I love the under on this game.
Okay.
And the spread is 11, by the way. 11.
Wow. Pittsburgh Steelers getting double-digit points. That's
Again.
I'm taking the 11 too.
There we go. A lot of points. I don't know whether or not I'd lay 11 and take the Steelers. I don't know.
If I'm laying 11 points, it's got to be with somebody like the Buffalo Bills.
Because you got a fair chance.
That's a lot of points.
A lot of points.
All right. Now we get into the 4 o'clock spectrum. The 4-2 Titans, who are, you know what, quietly 4-2, I'll say, travel to the 1-4-1 Texans.
They're always quietly, and quite honestly, I think the Deshaun Watson thing is just blown up like a balloon in DC. They don't want to play for him, and he's losing the confidence of the coach too as well. So I think that the Texans are in trouble, and they're in trouble. They're 1-5, right? Did you say that they're 1-5?
They're 1-4-1, and they're getting again another road quote unquote favorite, given points.
They're far worse than in trouble. They're I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Deshaun Watson, but he's now a year and a couple months away from playing regularly. He's now getting his sea legs underneath him, and
you're thinking of Davis Mills, no?
Oh yeah, I'm just thinking of Davis Mills now. So kill that idea, that whole idea.
Yeah, Texans are, I don't know. Texans have become like a place to I don't know. But they got to start winning eventually, right? That is a big sports town.
Yep, absolutely.
425, the Commanders.
Oh yeah, I gotta make what's the line on that game? I got to make my pick here.
I'm sorry, it was Texans are getting 2.5. Another road favorite.
How
Yeah.
can I, how can
I'm
I
going to take the Texans. But remember this name for the future, Malik Willis.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Malik Willis is going to be a hell of a quarterback for Tennessee.
I believe. I think you're right. Yep.
I agree with you there.
All right. Next up, 425. The Commanders, 3-4, travel to Indianapolis for the 3-1 Colts with Sam Ehlinger at quarterback.
Sam Ehlinger is an enigma in my eyes. He is not. Now he's going to get a chance to play, but he didn't get a chance to play at all with the Colts before, like say last week. I don't know why you would do that to Wentz, and you got him under contract for the next 5 years, right? Then you publicly humiliate him and pick somebody else to be the quarterback. I just don't get it. I really don't.
Actually, this is the game where you have two backup quarterbacks starting.
Yeah. Who's starting for Washington?
Heineke, whatever.
I like Heineke. I think he's all right. What's the line?
3 points.
The Commanders are getting points.
Yeah.
Give me Washington.
Washington's got a great defense.
Over under 39.5.
I'll take that.
Yeah, that's a low total, but like Jim said, Washington has a great defense. You have two unproven quarterbacks. I couldn't touch the over on this game, but 39 is a low
number for a college for an NFL game. Low number.
Next game we have Jim's LA Rams home to the 49ers at 3-4. Rams are 3-3. Both teams are behind the Seahawks right now, which is surprising.
I don't understand what's going on with either team. I mean, I don't know, what's going on with the Rams. I mean, they played better the last 2 weeks, but I don't know what's going on there. And I certainly don't know what's going on with the 49ers. With the Rams not playing well, they should have been able to just pick up and run away with it. They should have, and they haven't. They haven't taken advantage. Oh, do that. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but
We got you.
IV machine is going.
By the way, Howard, another road favorite. Rams are giving 1.5.
Wow.
I do not like laying points on the road.
Nor do I. Do not like that game at all. I think the Rams are in trouble because they really don't have anybody.
Yeah, I got to go with the 49ers just because they're at home.
Rams are home.
But technically it's home.
I'm taking the Rams.
You're taking the Rams? Okay.
I'm flipping.
All right, we have Sunday night. We have the woeful Aaron Rodgers-led Packers, 3-4, against the 5-1 Buffalo Bills. Bills are 11-point favorites at home.
How about the fact that that NBC is playing this up as like the game of the century? You know, they said they've both led their respective divisions in passing for so many years, and blah 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 blah, and they're playing it up as like being a big show game. And I don't get it. He's got no other weapons on that team other than him. And that's Aaron Rodgers. He's got nothing.
And they're playing against the best defense in football on the
By
road.
By far.
With a national audience.
I'm taking the Bills, but I'll play the Bills first half because I don't.
Oh, this is annoying. This is annoying. This beeping. I'm sorry, guys.
No problem. We understand. Monday night. Hold on. I'm scrolling here. Halloween night.
Oh.
I'm sorry. My laptop, my tablet's scrolling here. What's the matter? Hello.
It's hooked up to Jim's ID machine.
That's what it is. And it's going haywire right now.
All right. Let's get back to it. Patriots and Jets for our local teams here. Patriots 3-4. They don't know who the hell's playing quarterback there these days.
Right.
Versus the upstart Jets at 5-2. Jets are getting points at home. Another road favorite.
That is just downright disrespect. Just like last week, the Giants. That spread was disrespectful to the Giants. That was free money. I think the same thing right here. Give me the New York Jets. I don't care whether they put Bailey Zappi in or Mac Jones. I'm taking the Jets.
I tell you, local sports radio have been saying all week, this is like probably the most important game for the Jets franchise in 10 years.
Could very well be. Could very well be. And then making sure that the Jet fans know that they know that how important the game is. So, but I don't like the game at all. I wouldn't play it. I think they gotta. I think, and it's the Patriots. The only thing they have going for them right now is they got a major mess at quarterback, but everything else is clicking. So I don't understand what.
And for the Giants, 4:25 game. They travel across the country. Probably the longest flight in football, right? Is Seattle, right? That's probably the longest one.
Yeah.
6-1 Giants, 4-3 Seahawks with the comeback player of the year, Geno Smith. Seahawks favored by 3, over under 44.5, and it looks like rain.
Well, if that's the case, then it's going to be definitely a Seattle type game. That's just the way I feel. They're going to take Seattle and try to run it down their throat. Seattle really has not done well with their run defense the past, say, month or so. They really haven't.
I tell you though, we keep saying every week that is this the game Giants are going to lose? Is this the game Giants are finally? I think this is the week they finally. And I hope it's close. Yes, I hope it's at least close. But then again, if they go 7-1, that roll is going to continue.
That's unbelievable. It's making me look
Call
really
me a
good.
homer. Give me the 3 points. Big Blue, 7-1.
Well, when I predicted the Jets and the Giants would be right around 9 wins come the first media break, I was being laughed at, and I definitely thought that they had the team. So,
and last but not least, Monday night, the Battle of Ohio, the 4-3 Bengals, who are now going to miss Jamar Chase for about a month and a half against the Browns.
6 weeks, Jamar Chase is out. That's a huge loss for the Bengals. Huge.
And another road favorite. Browns are
that's because the Bengals
3 points.
There's finally something that makes sense. The road favorite. The Bengals are a better team. So, but it's just done. Oh, for God's sakes! This is insane what's going on with this beeping in the room. So
I don't think Chase affects the game that much. Obviously, it's a big loss for the Bengals, but I still like them at home.
Okay, I think
all right.
Huge loss for the Bengals. Huge. However, they got Tyler Boyd, who has stepped in, and they made that trade at the last minute to get him to be a backup tight end. And lo and behold, he's now playing wide receiver, and he's doing very, very well. So,
well, guys, before we sign off for another week of Talking Football Live, the Masters, who do you like in the World Series?
Who cares?
It's over. Well, once the Yankees got swept, it was done.
Yep.
But are you kidding me?
The only thing I want to see is I like the OG managers and Dusty Baker's due for a ring.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Houston is gonna blow the Phillies out of the water.
I don't know if that's gonna happen. We will.
It has to happen because my life will be unlivable if Philadelphia gets that trophy.
And the nurse just came in and shut the damn thing off after a half an hour of beeping. I love it.
Well, hopefully next week you're back home, Jim, and
I won't be, but
All right.
Well, it's a good thing it wasn't the defibrillator you needed, because the beeping went on for quite some time there. So had it been one of those where they had to say clear, we might have had to end the show.
yeah.
All right, Jim, hang in there. We'll be back next week.
Thanks. I'll be here. I'll be here. Thanks
Howard, enjoy your weekend. Any big plans?
Bobby, great seeing you. Good weekend. I'll have my butt planted on the couch as usual, watching some football.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Talking Football Live, the Masters. See you next Friday.
Thanks, guys.
I think it's 4, or I think it's the one that